Okay, Sarah, how did you get cast to be Sherry's face model, and when, and how and when did Capcom get in touch with you?
I actually applied to be in a video game online, but there was no, specifications about what it was or anything. And so then I came down and I auditioned, and the audition was interesting because it was really just, can you make really big facial expressions? And so I think it was it was spring of 2010. So it was over 2.5 years ago that it happened. And I came in, and then they called me several weeks later and they said, hey, he said, Sarah, come on down. We want to use your face as Sherry's face. So that's kind of how it went down.
How much did you know about Sherry Birkin, and what do you think about this character?
Well, I actually didn't know a ton about Sherry Birkin. She was only in Resident Evil 2, I believe. So when I got the job and they asked me to come and do motion capture, I actually sat down with Nori and Ken, our two directors, and they sort of gave us like the crazy rundown of the umbrella and the viruses and who she was and who her father was. So I got my full life story presented to me in several hours, which was fantastic. And then I did a little research online as well. So that's kind of how I found out about Sherry. And what I like about Sherry, I mean, she's kind of tenacious and, feisty, and she's going to go for it all the time. And she's also very true to hunting down and, finding, the cure. And so I think those are important traits to have in somebody who you're going to be playing as a character.
So other than your face and your expressions and emotion, do you think you have anything else in common with Sherry?
Yeah, I actually do think I have a few things that are kind of in common with Sherry. One of the things that we discussed, when we were kind of going over character stuff, is they said part of the reason why they asked me to come and do it is they felt like they saw a little bit of Sherry in me. And again, I think she's, a fighter, and I think she's always kind of going for it. And I mean, rather ambitious with what she's doing. Obviously, she has to, save the world. And in my personal life, I'm not necessarily saving the world, but I definitely think I'm a go-getter. I definitely think that I'm a little bit feisty and a fighter, and equally as, ambitious and tenacious as she is. So I could definitely see where, we'd probably be friends if I met Sherry one day.
Have you ever played any Resident Evil games? And if so, do you have any favorite characters of yours?
I played Resident Evil like years and years and years ago in college. I shouldn't probably say years and years and years ago. That ages me, doesn't it? But as far as favorite characters, I mean, I haven't played some of the more recent games. I'm definitely playing this one. I'm going to say that my favorite character would be Sherry, even though you couldn't play her before. I don't know. I would say maybe Chris Redfield, just because I think that he is always like really true to like the Resident Evil family and game. So Chris is a favorite.
Could you tell us about the process of lending your face to Sherry Birkin, and how was it? And have you done this before?
Well, lending my face to Sherry Birkin was certainly interesting. I've never done this before, so I was really excited when I was asked to do the initial face capture stuff. And so when I got there, I didn't really know what to expect. And right off the bat, they took a million pictures of my face. I literally sat really still on this rotating chair thing, and they were like, if you breathe, you have to tell us, because then it'll mess up the pictures. So it was a little intense, but it was really fun. And so they take all these photos, and then you have to pull your eyelids inside out, and you have to like pull your gums down so they can see everything. And those were things that I didn't really think about, in a video game that you would have to do. And then as far as like the actual 3D facial structure, they had this really cool camera that you sit really still, and it takes pictures as it goes around. I think the whole thing took about 2.5 minutes maybe, like to go around the whole face. And then immediately pops up on a computer screen next to you is this crazy 3D image of your head, which is pretty amazing to see. So.
And what do you think about Sherry as a character, with your face almost, looking like you?
I think it's pretty cool that Sherry has my face. I was really excited about it. And then when I got to see sort of this graphic, video game version of myself, I have to admit that I was pretty psyched. I was pretty jazzed. I remember I ran home and I was like, hey, Brad, who's my husband, I was like, hey, oh my gosh, I'm like, there's a video game character that looks just like me and I get to play her. So it was really exciting.
So you did the motion capture for Sherry Birkin, And how was the experience? And can you tell us a little about the process?
I did the motion capture for Sherry Birkin, and it was pretty wild too. I mean, not only the pictures for the face was a really interesting process, but then coming and suiting up every single day. So we would get here fairly early to this volume, as you can see around me, and we'd have to put on these sort of wetsuit-like jumpsuit things with like hundreds of silver balls all over you, which lends itself to lots of dirty jokes. And it would take probably about 45 minutes to an hour, and you would actually have to have a team of people helping you get into the suit, just because you have to put stuff on your fingers and reach around things on your back, and you can't get to those things. And then after that, you would actually have to have mic packs set up. So by the time it's all said and done, you're kind of suited in lots of technology. And then when you go out into the volume, which is what the space is called behind me, you have to do a certain number of poses, which they call T-pose, and you have to go through this series of movements so that the cameras can actually capture. So there's 200, 300 little tiny cameras that are capturing every single movement. For me, it was really fun because, as an actor, you get to play around, and you have to kind of pretend that you're not wearing the suit, so it's a challenge, but it was a blast.
Have you seen live action movies starring Mila Jovovich, and what do you think of them?
I actually did see the first one many years ago when I was in college, so it's kind of hazy. I mean, they all sort of are similar to the video game, so I have some understanding of what the story is, and then I've seen pieces of the second one. But when I got this job, I decided that I wasn't going to watch any of the movies, because there is some differences in plotline and story, and even though some of the characters are the same, I just wanted to make sure that I kept our story straight during the 2 years that we were doing the video game. But I'd actually really like to go back and watch them now. And Resident Evil 5, the most recent one, just came out in 3D, so I think I might go check that out.
If you were invited to play Sherry Birkin in Resident Evil movies, would you accept the invitation?
I would absolutely accept the invitation to play Sherry Birkin in the Resident Evil movies. Paul W.S. Anderson can call me. Paul, you can call me anytime. I will come play Sherry Birkin for you. I mean, the movies are great. It's a female-driven action movie. Like, that's so rare that you see a female as a lead in an action movie, so to get to be part of that series would be incredible.
And you yourself did your own stunt for some of the action scenes, right?
I did do some of my own stunts. I wasn't allowed to do the stuff like where you fly up, but I want to learn how to do that, and I also went through gun training as part of the motion capture experience, which was awesome. I really like doing action stuff, strangely enough, and I would love to get to be part of a film or a movie where I get to roll around and shoot guns, and if it happened to be Resident Evil and Sherry Birkin, that would be wonderful.
And then the second part of the question is, have you ever thought of doing a Sherry Birkin photo shoot or something like that? Do you think you might want to do that? I think fans will definitely appreciate it.
I would love to do a Sherry Birkin photo shoot. A Fairy Birkin? That wasn't right. I would love to do a Sherry Birkin photo shoot with any of the characters. I mean, when you work with a group of people for 2 years, you really get to become friends with them, and sure. But I think that's also up to Capcom. So I would say, hey fans, call Capcom and tell them we want to do a photo shoot.
Could you tell us about your future plans and works? Any projects coming up?
Yes, I actually host a little show online right now, and I just finished up a horror film, but the name is changing, and it's sort of secret, so I can't say. But I got to do all my own stunts for that and get killed, and that was super fun. I like doing blood and guts stuff, I guess. And then I have a film coming out called Beyond the Mat that should be in theaters, so fingers crossed that it all goes well. I guess that should come out, I think, in the spring.
Which one is the one that web series that you're hosting?
Oh, the web series I'm hosting is it's for Atomic Wedgie TV, which is a big online YouTube channel conglomerate. So,
since Sherry Birkin is part of the new generation of Resident Evil characters, can we expect to see you portraying her again in a future installment?
I don't have that answer. I would absolutely love to. I had a blast being Sherry Birkin, and and letting her have my face. I don't know. I guess technically I did sort of. But I don't know. That's up to Capcom.
So do you think Sherry will become some kind of main character of the franchise in the future?
I don't know. I mean, Capcom is really good about keeping things super secret and under wraps. I would love to be a part of it, but I'm not sure. I hope so. Hi guys, this is Sara Fletcher here, and also Sherry Birkin. Keep playing the game. Go out. October 2nd, Resident Evil 6. Resident Evil 6, go do it.
Have you ever played any Resident Evil series video games? And if you have, then can I do that again?
Yeah. Hi guys, stay tuned. This is Sherry Birkin's facial motion actress capture face. What?
Wait, hold on.
Let's do it again. Okay. You are. Okay. Hi guys, stay tuned. This is Sherry Birkin's face, model, and motion cap actress Sara Fletcher in Resident Evil 6. Stay tuned and watch Resident TV. What? Don't use that one.